I'm going to point to Reed's company. Netflix does a really fantastic job of that. I think, much to my chagrin, I've ruined many weekends because I've been sucked into the vortex of Netflix watching all these great films that are recommended to me. And also because these are sort of the second tier and the third tier films that I would not have discovered without the recommendation engine that Netflix has. So that's both good and bad. So thank you.
So I guess I have a thought, and I'm going to go out on a limb here. I mean, I would say before I get to that crazy idea, Josh Marshall to me is a really good example of someone who, when he started Talking Points Memo, developed a conversation with his readers that he didn't even have comments originally on his blog, but he wrote about things based on what people were emailing him. He talked about how people were part of his reporting process, and he just seems to have it baked into his DNA, and of course has taken on to bigger and better things now. So this is the limb I'm going to go out on. It's the time I sat with the CEO of Netflix and talked about Phish, the music band, and why that's important. But you know, I'm actually a big Phish fan. Tom is too, full disclosure. You into Phish?
Grateful Dead's gone.
Okay.
There's no replacement.
All right. So, but I think actually, you know, that's fair. Okay, you've earned that. You know, I think that in terms of media organizations, and follow me on this, they are really interesting to look at because they bucked the traditional media apparatus. They focused on the relationship between their audience and them as content creators, and they looked at ways they can empower their audience to share their music. They were pioneers in open content, taping, and sort of getting that up and encouraging that ecosystem, recognizing it not as a threat, but as an intrinsic marketing and promotional aspect. Their future creative process involves fans. They're focused on live events. Phish is really pushing the envelope in terms of live webcasts of their concerts and live performances in a way I'm sure you guys are tracking. It's really quite interesting to look at the music industry generally, particularly bands that weren't core in the traditional rubric of the music industry, for innovation. And I've always found them to be 2 or 3 years ahead of where the sort of larger media company is, because they live and die by their fans. They have to be able to serve their audience. And so you see a lot of innovation in that relationship that can be instructive to what we do.
Journalists, get it here. Phish influences White House strategy. All right.